looking forward, though, one of the main things that I'm looking at for this national championship game is how is Notre Dame going to fare offensively, right? I just think about the ways that they've moved through the playoffs and kind of getting some of these clutch short yardage plays. Can their offensive line move these guys, right? And we talked about Riley Tebow ad nauseum throughout this playoff, right? Can he still continue to get some of those short yardage plays against this Ohio State defense, right? We've seen how good they are in those short yardage situations. Now, we saw Arch Manning convert a fourth down, for a gain of about 8 or 9, I think he had. So we know it can be done, right? But again, it's tough, just like we saw the Arch Manning play, we saw the game-winning red zone stand as well, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to this week, or I would say that's kind of what I'm looking forward to for this championship game, is to see, can Ohio State get the run game going kind of like Penn State did? I think Will Howard has a better pass game to rely on, when they do need to go to it, right? Now, we saw Drew Aller just couldn't make it happen. I think Will Howard will have a better time coming through in the clutch in some of those moments where they need to go to the pass game. So it'll definitely be interesting. It's going to be a tough sled. I think it's a bad matchup for Notre Dame, just to be honest with you. Like I said, just based on how they like to play football, if you get in a situation in this game where you get down 14 against this offense and, against this defense as well, right, it's going to be tough sledding. Okay? Now, another thing that I had in my notes here is that Caleb Downs is a first-round pick right now, below the drinking age, top 10 right now, okay? Football IQ out the wazoo. We know he's a physical specimen again. And so, if Notre Dame really wants to go to the air at some point, listen, all right, you better come with your lunch pail because, again, we've seen Riley Leonard throw up some popcorn balls, and I promise you he'll come down with them if you let him, right? And we've seen that as well tonight, right? We've seen it all season, honestly. He's one of the best defenders in the country. So, that matchup as well, right? He may be somebody that ends up spying Riley Leonard for the game. And, I'm anxious to see how that matchup turns out as well, right? And just the coaching matchup overall, Notre Dame has done a great job coaching throughout this playoff. I think Ohio State has also done a great job coaching throughout this playoff. So I want to see, how these two staffs match up against each other. That'll be a very interesting matchup to see. So we'll kind of speak on the national championship a little bit more later, but those are just some of my initial thoughts, man. But here we are. We're set up to go. Ohio State, Notre Dame, next Monday. It's going down, man. Surgeon Sports.
Surgeon Sports Network.